A sad occasion brings us together. The legendary Bob Hoover has flown west. He died today in Los Angeles. He was 94 years old, and he flew Spitfires in World War II. And he was shot down, and he did time in a German Luftstalag, and he survived, and he got back to the Netherlands by stealing a German fighter plane. And then he was one of the pioneering test pilots at Muroc Air Force Base, what later became known as Edwards. He was Chuck Yeager's chase pilot. He was, as a matter of fact, the best pilot Chuck Yeager says he ever saw. And if Chuck Yeager says you're the best pilot he ever saw, then that's the highest praise imaginable. I am not the best pilot even I ever saw. I'm not even the best fake pilot I ever saw. And I've never flown a Spitfire, real or fake, so we're going to give this a go. And we're going to pretend it's like the stolen Luftwaffe fighter instead of our trusted steed. It's got a Rolls-Royce V12 Merlin engine with 1,000 horsepower, and it pulls viciously to the left. We're going to take off with right aileron and right rudder, and it won't even be enough. It has a huge wing. It has narrow set gear. It bounces. It ground loops. It has lots of bad habits. It also flies like a dream. Just going to give us a little bit of nose down trim, which perversely seems to work backwards, but nonetheless, cranking a little bit of right rudder trim, and going to try and pay homage to Bob Hoover without being able to do many of his signature moves, but especially the power off ones, because once you turn the power off in this plane, it's hard to turn it on again. But in any case, here we go. Let's just go flying. Gorgeous. Simply, totally gorgeous. I want you to see the gear coming up here. Look at that. And she wants to pull viciously to the left. However, look at this climb performance. You could get up to where the Jerrys were in no time at all. Look at that, we're climbing, what, 4,000 feet per minute, 160 miles an hour. Going upstairs like there's no tomorrow, and we're practically still over runway. I believe, and I'm not sure, we've just taken off from Beale Air Force Base. I believe that's the Sacramento River, but I couldn't be certain. But let's, before we do anything else, just try some steep turns and see where it gets us. Trying a little bit of top rudder. There we go. Even things out. And at the very least, buzz the tower, because why not? Once upon a time, Bob Hoover handled some superior officers who thought they were superior pilots by waiting until they were on a bridge and then flying under it. And there are the U-2s right over there. And there are the tankers coming up. Those are KC-10s. And a few C-130s and some KC-135s. Now, I'm not going to try and fly under these power lines, but we might just fly over them. Get the feel for this airplane. It demands a very light touch. Let's come over Mr. Farmer Brown's apple trees there. And yeah, I think I'm going to have to go over the power lines. Alright, well, go over them. The thing has a very, very snappy turn rate, and this plane was known for being able to out-turn competition. Not always outgun or outpower, but could almost always out-turn. Sometimes out-climb and frequently out-dive. Where's the tower? There's the tower. Well, you know what? Let's do this first. Let's get some altitude here. And then we'll do a nice roll first. Probably turn off our landing lights. That would be good. We can close up our radiator a little bit. Alright. There we go. For some reason we're struggling a little bit with frames here. I wish we weren't. Make the experience a little smoother. But this airplane does want to roll to the left, so we'll give it what it wants. Get ourselves level. And we'll just do a nice 1G roll. The kind Bob Hoover used to do and pour a glass of iced tea with the other hand. Let's see if we can do one in the other direction. I tend to rush it at the end, and I get a little sloppy. See, I got a little sloppy with the rudder right there, and that held us up a little bit. Fortunately, we have gobs of airspeed. Let's do a little hammerhead as we come up over the mountains here. Sloppier than I would have liked. As we flirt with VNE right there. And switch over to a little map of the Earth flying. That's the key here, is to always be mistrimmed. Never quite trim yourself out. Always feel awkward and ungainly. Always be pushing against the plane. Always be fighting physics. No, that's not true. Hey, the rear view mirror works, kind of, sort of. Get back towards the field. This airplane won't really fly sustained inverted for long, and it will not tolerate negative G's very well either, but it, as they say, does all right. I don't recall when you land this thing whether you land with the emergency door open. I think you do, but I'm not certain. And that's about all the negative G's I dare do at the moment. Let's see how close we can skim the surface here of the water. Bob Hoover was no dope. He never did anything that he didn't think the airplane could do, or that he could do, for that matter. So anything you see him do in an air show, and I find it hard to talk about him in the past tense, he knew in advance would work. Unlike us. Alright, we call this a crosswind leg. I would do one of his patented segmented rolls, but I'm not sure I want to embarrass myself that much, but I guess we can. I'll do it to the left just because it's not so egregiously hard, and I don't want to do egregiously hard. Okay, straight and level, lay on a little speed, and we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Didn't pull enough. 8. Ugly. Alright, well, that was his trademark. It certainly is not mine. There's the field. The one thing, I think we can fly inverted for a little while. 2, 3, 4, 5, let's get ourselves level, 6, 7, 8, that's how long we can do it. Get some fuel flowing. There we go. That answers that question. That's, we call that flight testing, kids. Alright, there's our lake. There's our poor, poor suffering housing development. Now this airplane, well, it's not easy to land. I'll say that much. It floats, it bounces, it tips, it ground loops. It's a whole big mess, and it's probably better on grass than it is on a concrete. But let's see how we get on here, as the great Rich at Flight Sim 47481 would say. So what we'll do first is we'll get ourselves back at a sane airspeed. There's our runway. Get ourselves into a kind of sort of pattern. As we look out over the valley. A little trimming. See where we are. Get ourselves into a little base leg. Lose a little bit of pesky airspeed. And do our best to ride the Bronco here. Open up a radiator. Get our landing lights on and out. See where we are. Turn inbound. Always do it wrong. Master of the awkward turn to final, that's me. Okay, about 180 miles an hour, there we are. As we roll final. And yeah, you see, we blow through it. Alright. Now, we've only got 12,000 feet of runway to work with here, so we of course have to be careful. Down come our flaps. Look at our speed go. Down comes our gear. And again, this thing will ground loop at the drop of a hat. Okay, we're coming down at a nice manageable 500 feet per minute. And we've got a little bit, no, we've got a lot of a crosswind. Well, that is always something, isn't it? I'm just going to trim. Wow. As you can see, we're just sort of babying this in. I don't really want a three-pointer, to tell you the truth. There we go. Now, I don't know if I can hold this together on the runway. I'm going to bring our flaps up, and if I can continue to roll to a stop here, which I'm not sure I can, I'll consider this a major victory here, and we'll say we won one for Mr. Hoover. But working the brakes here. Trying not to do that, but there we go. Come on, come on. There we are. All right. Well, we only used about 6,000 feet, but it pronounces that good. Let's take a look. I probably floated it a little bit, but I'm not entirely unhappy with that. I'm not unhappy with that at all, to tell you the truth. All right. Oh, look at that. In all its glory. Let's come around to the lit side. There we go. Oh, look at that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, our first Spitfire landing in honor of Mr. Bob Hoover. See, I'm sort of surveying the runway here. I'm not actually landing on it. I'm just touring it here. Look at how gingerly I approach it. It's like I'm scared to touch ground. There we are. Okay, so we're down. And we start dancing with our feet on the rudder pedals. Look, here we go. Look at that. It's like I don't want to use the brakes. Now, in part, that's because X-Plane's ground physics is just horrible, so it'll start sliding at the drop of a hat. But there we go. Now, in a second, you'll get to see the tail wheel bounce a little bit as we put the brakes on. It's totally impossible to stop this thing smoothly. Watch, we'll almost ground loop right here. Look. Look at that. Look at him try and keep it together. Look at the pimply-faced flyboy try and make it work. Oh, hello. My goodness. All right, I kind of like that. I want to show you a Y50 shot, you know. Except it's going to take too long. Here we go. Hang on. Do it right there. And right here. It's totally twisted. The Hawaii 5-0 Spitfire shot, ladies and gentlemen. Look, Mom, a Spitfire. Patooey. All right. I give you, with great pleasure, if only for that sound. Look at this. It's like a wounded duck coming in. Oh, my goodness. Somebody stop him. Get out of the way. That's actually a pretty smooth approach, kids. Look at that. Holy crap. It's kind of nice. Look at that. That's pretty good. All right. I better stop myself before I get overly proud. Take one look. Let's see what the boys in the tower must have thought here. Or the girls in the tower, for all I know. Look at them. Here we go. Come on home. We got you. Crash trucks are standing by. Operators are standing by. Look at how close together that landing gear is. Ooh. Those poor farmers. Yeah, look at that. And I'm landing against the wind, too. Boy, has any pilot ever lowered his tail wheel any slower than that? That is the mark of someone who is truly terrified of his tail dragger airplane. That is the mark of a true fraidy cat, or scaredy cat, depending on where in the country you're from. For some reason, New York, they're big on fraidy cat. In Pittsburgh, we did scaredy cat. I don't know. But that was pretty slick. All right, well, with that, farewell, Bob Hoover, and long may you fly. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.